Hello, everybody. I probably should have got this done before I went live. Figured I'd come on here and do a little chat before I go outside. Hey, Shift Kicker. Just got done vac sealing my flour and my pasta that I had on the table for like a week. Give me 1 second. Hey, Heroic. I just want to check my... Okay. Yeah, hey, kicking it. So I just got finished vac sealing 7 bags of flour, bread flour. I had it in the freezer for like a week or two, and then it sat on the table for a week or so. And then I had like 5 boxes of pasta that I took out of the freezer, and those sat. And I got more pasta downstairs, but I just wanted to get that off the table. And I just added some chemicals to the pool. I got another 15 minutes, and I got to go add the last little bit of chemicals. The water's clearing up finally. It was a little green tinge when we opened up the pool cover. And we found out when we were there testing the water that very first day when we hit a 90, a couple weeks back, we had a 90-degree day. We should have took the cover off before that. We've never, ever had... Our water has always been crystal clear when we took the cover off. This year, we always took it off earlier before it got hot. This year, there was a couple 90-degree days that we just took the cover off Saturday. So we were told because that 1 or 2 90-degree days will let the algae start. So it wasn't bad. It was just a little, it wasn't crystal clear. It was just a little bit fuzzy. So I was like, oh, I thought it was going to be a big ordeal, but it wasn't, because you could still see the bottom, but it just wasn't crystal clear. Hey, Prepper Steading. So I just finished vac sealing all that. I got 15 more minutes, and I got to go just dump some chemicals in, and that's it. So if I'm still live, I'll just run out, do it, and come back in. It's all ready to go. Chris laid it out in monkey terms for me. He left the bag there. I drew a line on it. I only need half the bag. And I've tried 2 times to call the number for Jif to see if I can get my refund or what I can do. Because 4 jars on the recall list. But I'm not going to just lose out my money. But they are so slammed. Literally, their message says, have the product handy when you call. So they must be getting slammed with calls. No air conditioner. They probably will melt. What about the freezer? My basement's nice and cool all the time. So I have them in jars and mason jars. I've had some for 2 years, and they're still fine. I was surprised, but they're fine. And Eric, the kid's dad, came Saturday, surprised all of us. And my plan was yesterday to take the twins to the carnival that's in the next town. So because he was here, I said, you can take them. I even offered to give him the money I saved up, but he didn't want the money. He's like, I'll take them. And so we used that money for the pool chemicals. And because if we had stuck, if he hadn't, hey, Be Charming, if he hadn't come, our plan was to go get the water tested in the morning, and then Chris would have went to the carnival with us, and we wouldn't have been able to do the whole chemical process all day. So that was nice. He was able to do that because the kids were with their dad. They're in school today. Sierra's friend, the one I was driving everywhere, last week was my last week. Thursday, I was supposed to do it Friday, but she came down sick Thursday night. And turns out she had COVID, so she's out of school for 2 weeks. And she was supposed to go to the carnival. She was supposed to come for a cookout thing, so that didn't happen. And I didn't have to bring her Friday because she missed school Friday because that's when she found out she was positive. there's been an uptick. The week before last, there was only like 9 kids with it. Now there's 22 kids with it and 2 teachers. And the high school has like 4 teachers out with it and like 30 kids or something like that. So that the cases are rising again for that. Sierra and Todd still wear their mask every day. They've never stopped. They don't want to stop. And luckily they've been okay. Hey, Moonlight. How's everybody doing? I know Crazy and Trust just finished theirs. I was listening. I was over there at the table and I had it blasting so I could listen at least, But I figured I'd come on and say hello to everybody and see what y'all are doing. Do you know how to? I don't even know how to use a double boiler. I know my mom had one. I was on the phone with my mom this morning and Dad because I got into my head this weekend. I wanted to grow some grapes. They have grapevines and apple trees, and they have raspberry bushes and blueberry trees. They have like 50, I think like 50 blueberries. And I wanted to find out the process because next year I want to take a long cattle panel and just take it and break it in half and make it into a T, tie the ends at the top and put it on the end by where the side of our property is and grow grapes so that I can make jelly. And I'm going to do that with strawberries. If I get a lot of strawberries, I'm going to try it. And then the raspberry bushes. So my dad said, because he's been doing it since before I was born, he bought his very first grapevine and then he takes and prunes it every spring and he adds on to the grape section because he just replants the ones he prunes off. And he has the right one for the actual grape jelly one because they also make grape wine. So he has special grapes for that. And then he has grapes that you just pop in your mouth and eat as snacks. And then he has the other grapes that you can make the jelly. So he's like, oh, I wish you would have told me. I already did my pruning, but you have to do it in the spring. So we're going to set that. I don't want to put anything more on Chris's shoulders right now. So we'll do that for next spring because Todd loves grape jelly. Loves grape jelly. And I figure I'll have some gardening under my thumb this year. And then next year I can try something new. There won't be any boxes to make and there won't be anything major to be done. I can just go straight to planting. So next year it'll be a little more calmer in the beginning and I can just start the grapes. We have the blueberry bushes. I want to start the grapes and I'm thinking apple trees, but he was telling me there's a lot to the apple trees. You have to spray them when they bloom or whatever. It's not just throw the plant in the ground and grow it. You have spraying to do and there's a lot to learn. So I have a lot to learn because I don't know a thing about it. So I'll take this year to, this winter and fall and I'll learn about it. Let's see. Shift, send me a picture of your cabin. I heard about you having a cabin and Crazy was like, she wanted to live there. So I'm dying to see it. Let me see it. I'll talk Chris into building me a cabin. Divorce me for sure. I got you hooked on vacuum seal. It's a good way to store your stuff, Heroic. I just have 7 bags of bread flour. I just vac sealed. I have so many bags downstairs too. Plus I have them all in my number 10 cans. So this stuff I'll use before I ever touch my number 10 cans. Grape apes. If there was a good deal on grapes or grape juice around here, I would do it, but I want to just start fresh with grapes. I got that Victorio strainer if I need it. I don't know. Maybe over the winter I'll try it with juice and see how it goes. Maybe I'll do that. Before I invest all my time into the grapes, vines and all that. but I want to branch out a little bit and learn new things. But I have to get the gardening that I have down pat first, and I'm getting there. Um, my mom and I were talking about the cucumbers because all my flowers are pretty much sprouted on my cucumbers in the greenhouse and outside. And I went to go with the electric toothbrush and I knocked one of the flowers off. So she said a Q-tip is much more gentler because you got to be very gentle. But I had the doors open all day Saturday, and there was a big bumblebee in there. So I'm hoping that bumblebee did some pollinating while he was in there. So we'll see, because I have cucumbers that are this long. So I'm hoping it worked. You sent it. Okay. Oh, girl. She was right. I'm going to be her roommate when we move into your cabin. Oh my God, that is awesome. That is awesome. Yeah, me and Crazy Irish are going to be roomies there. Just saying. There's so much you can vac seal. I vac seal dry milk. I always put a cupcake liner over after so that you don't get that powder in your hose. I vac seal my chocolate chips, all the different flavors. I vac seal my Nestle. Okay, Chips Ahoy chocolate chip cookies. I vac sealed in 220 and 2020 in glass jars. And I opened up a jar the other day, fresh as it ever was when I vac sealed it. I just put oxygen absorbers in it. Wheat Thins, Nilla wafers, the vanilla, the yellow Oreos. What else? I've dehydrated apple chunks. I made when we went to the orchard last year, and I used my chopper and I just chopped up apples and I made muffins. Oh my God, Chris's coworkers loved them. And I dehydrated those and vac sealed them with an oxygen absorber. Perfect. I crushed some down and made strawberry powder, apple powder, garlic powder, vac sealed all that. I vac sealed the boxes of scalloped potatoes, mac and cheese. What else? My rice pilafs, my suddenly salad mixes, hamburger helper. I get everything out of the boxes. The boxes attract bugs, so everything is out of boxes. Pasta. I do all my pasta cuts in half-gallon jars. I just did some in Mylar bags. I did some in vac seal bags. I did the fettuccine and linguine. I did those in Mylar. I do it all a different way. House donkey. Yeah, I used to do that. I vac seal my comforters, in those Ziploc vac seal bags with the hose that you use from your vacuum. All right, go to work. Go to work and make the money. It was nice having you up here. I miss you, dude. I do miss you. I miss everybody, honestly. I've been so busy. I was up at 2 o'clock this morning. I woke up. I was hot. I didn't have my air conditioner on in the window. When I went to bed, because Chris had it on out here, and it was so cold my feet were frozen. So I went to bed, and by 2 in the morning, I started to get a little warm in there. And I woke up and I stayed up for about an hour. Then I went back to bed, and I woke up again at 5. Let my alarm shut off. Oh, give me 1 minute. I have to run out and dump them chemicals. I'll be right back. I literally just have to dump the chemicals. are you doing, Jack? Oh, there's my water. All right, chemicals in. Sorry about that. Oh, I had a water. Oh, Jesus. Hey, Terry. Amy. Hey, Joe. I had to run. My alarm went off. I had to put the last little bit of chemical in the pool. The hardness. Hey, Gma. Full Monty. Did someone say Demeter is here? Is she here? Ow, my ring. Hold on. Hi, Miss Kim. Oh my gosh, everybody's here. Hello. Hey, Miriam. I'm out of breath. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so I gave up being on hold with the Jif company. I'll call them when it's not. Everybody's calling, I'm sure. So I'll wait by the end of the day or tomorrow and try. Because I'm not giving up four. These are 4 40-ounce jars. No, not giving it up without them reimbursing me. And I wanted to say, I read someone's post on Facebook, and it was a brilliant idea. Don't stick to one brand of peanut butter. Same thing with everything. Have several different brands as backups when a recall like this comes. Because if you have all Jif, and those were all, like Lisa Sutton, she said she had a lot of jars that were on, or somebody in her group, her Facebook group, there was like 20 jars that were part of that they had. So don't have just one strict brand. Try to have a couple different brands so that if you had to get rid of all your stuff, you'd still have some. And that made sense. And that, oh gosh, I'm a mess. Don't mind me, guys. That made sense with pretty much everything. Try not to just be one brand of something. I never thought of it that way. Believe it or not. Oh yeah, Jif. I didn't have coupons for Jif. I get Smucker's coupons, but the lady has not answered any of my emails asking if she has new lists. So I don't think she's doing it anymore. I'm sorry, my dishwasher's done. Hold on. I gotta shut my hot water off. There we go. So I haven't been, it's been months and months since I think April. So she does have a full-time job too. So I don't know if something happened to her medically or if she's just not doing it, but she's not answering the emails. Hey, Chris. I know, Han Solo. I do still have some, but it's very light. Usually this thing is bulging. I can't even close it because I'm trying to use up all my May coupons. And I sent Crazy Irish my Butterball ones. I forgot to ask if she got them, but I sent those. The rest of them, 2023 for Cabot cheese. Domino sugar. I got a couple that expire in December. I have 3 left. My Eggland's Best. I have all these, and they expire in October. So I get a couple packs every week, and it's free up to $6.99. So I try to get the 18 count, and if I can ever get myself up and go to BJ's, I can get the 2 18 packs, and they do it together, and it would be free, which I got to do that. I just have, let's see, I have like these hell of a good ones. These expire the end of this month, so I got to use those. I have like 4 left. I have Kraft Miracle Whip any Kraft mayo and those expire in October. King's Hawaiian expires in December. Land O'Lakes, I usually get the butter. I've been using those. Those expire in November. I have a couple of those left. Nature's Sweet Tomatoes. Those expire in October. And I have one more Purex crystals, and none of the stores except for one sell it right down the street. So I have one of those left. Purdue expires in October, and I haven't really used any. I got Purdue up to $9.99. I have no room in my freezer. Oberto beef jerky, which I haven't been able to find any around here. Rayovac batteries. I have a butt ton, and there's only one store around here that sells those. And those expire in July. I have to use those up. Scott Smuckers expire in October, so I'm going to use these on jam and jellies and get those on my shelf in glass jars. Tyson expire in October, and I have a bunch. I haven't been out shopping. Wheat Thins, WD-40, Welch's. That's about all I have left, and not so I got to use those up pretty soon. And I'm not getting any more, it doesn't look like. I planted some of the red Russian kelp you sent me. Already? Wow. I don't like kale, so I'm glad you could use it. Wow. How's everybody doing? See this shirt? Yeah, don't look at my hair. This is from our Half Acre Homesteads channel, Bev. When I first found her channel, this is the most soft, it was through Bonfire. This is the most soft material I've ever felt on a t-shirt. Oh my God, I love it. And I had to ask her because there was no more for sale. It was, you have to wait until you get, they do a, I forget what they call it, but they open it up and sell them. And so I asked her, I said, I'm really interested in, I had to ask her 2 different times over the course of some months. So she finally opened it up. She has mugs and things like that. I want to get more. I love this fabric. Oh my God. Think we got through to the doctor and think they're going to fix it. I'm glad I have emergency dope for my dad. You always have to. Always have to have a backup to your backups. It's 66 out and the greenhouse is like 80, so I opened all the windows. I just opened the both doors to try to let some of the bees in. I have to keep an eye because sometimes the dogs from neighbors roam around. What is the brand of shirt? I don't know. Next Level. Oh, I can't read like that. I'll go blind. Next Level Apparel. Yeah, Next Level Apparel, it says. That's it. Hey, Susie D. Yeah. Well, I'm glad you could use it. I threw some more cucumber seeds in my raised bed in some empty spots to do from seed, and they've sprouted already. Because I had a few empty spots. My flowers, I have never, last year I tried to grow cantaloupes, did not work. I started them too late. Well, they are blooming. My peas are blooming, my cantaloupe, my cucumbers. I have a Cherokee purple that I bought at a store that was this tall and throwing flowers. So I picked the flowers off because I don't want it. I want it to grow a little more because it's an indeterminate. So I picked the flowers off it. It's not, I don't want it to do that yet. My potatoes in the greenhouse, the Kennebecs, I think, one side of them are starting. I see the flowers starting to come up. Those things are so tall, they're up to my hip. They're up to my hip out there. I do have to get out there and spray the ones outside with neem oil. I got it in finally. I got the brand that Hollis and Nancy use, and I got to mix it in my jug and with the sprayer hose, and I got to spray the ones inside have no bugs whatsoever. Nothing. The ones outside, I keep seeing these little dark brown dark black, tiny microscopic little bugs popping off on all over the place outside. So I'm going to spray those with neem oil and get underneath and get them sprayed down. I was going to do it last night, but it rained. We had a massive thunder and lightning storm here. Hey, Lisa. So I didn't want to do it and have it all just wash it away. So I'm going to do that after I get off here. Well, thank you, Terry. Thank you. I did my taters yesterday, Ship Kicker, most of them. And now I'm at the top of the pot. So next I got to put some mulch on there. I have some mulch left and I have a few more buckets to add. I just wanted the soil that was in the wheelbarrow to dry up a bit. It was really wet, but then it rained. So I got to let it sit out and dry up again. And I'm using old soil to cover it and we came up with a good idea. One of the raised beds that I had still the strawberries in on the planter tables that I had from last year, he didn't take that apart. He spent all day Saturday after he got home burning the crappy wood that was lying around, the old fence panels that we had. So that was a big raised bed that's still in great condition. The wood was thicker and more stronger. So we're going to take that, move it over to the side over here where I have an empty gap where a tree came out. So now we can see to the neighbors. We're going to put that there and I'm going to use that as my compost. So I can just walk out the door, go right over there and dump all my scraps because I have a little bucket on my counter where lettuce leaves and cucumber peels and eggshells and my watermelon rinds and things like that. So I dump it in a bin outside so I can let it break down, but the bin's full. So we're going to use that. It's like a 4x8 long planting table bed, and we're going to use that. He's going to lower it to the ground, and because it's really high up, it was a high table. And he's going to lower it to the ground, and I'll be able to dump all my compost in there instead of, because I don't go across the yard to the compost piles. That's him. I'm warming up my chickens. Oh, yum. They're not bad, my bugs, Miriam. They're very tiny and they're just starting to come. So I just want to nip it in the bud now. And I don't really have anything in my greenhouse. I get a few bees in there, but that's what I want. But I noticed how beautiful those potato leaves look in the greenhouse. So I know for the fall I'm going to do all celery. They like cool weather. I'm going to do broccoli. I'm going to do peas in there. I'm going to do radishes. Oh, I got like 3 or 4 radishes in my fridge waiting to eat for later. Do lettuce, a butt ton of lettuce in there. I'm going to do a whole fall crop session in there. And next year I'm mapping it out right now on what I kind of want to do for next year in there. I know I'm not planning on doing any more potatoes in there in the raised bed. We'll see though. I say that, but we'll see. We'll see what the outcome is when I dig them up this year in there. But if I do, I might do some in a big pot in there at the end where I have that empty spot where there's no raised bed. Thank you, Joe. That was mostly Chris. He built that. He built all of it. I just filled it all in with the plants. I grew the plants. He didn't do any of the growing. But he did the work and filled it in with the soils and things like that. And he goes out there every day when he comes home and sees the plants before he even comes and sees me. He did that last year too. My son said we should get another one. When I told Chris that, he's like, no. But we'll see. We'll see. Depends on how well we do. We have a nice side of this house that's pretty long and open and unobstructed, all in the sun. We could put a nice long high tunnel in there. Long one. And most of its framework is already part of the package. So Chris would only have to do the end caps. And we could get a bigger one where I could do a whole strip of potatoes, and it would be so high I wouldn't have to worry about indeterminate tomatoes. I could throw indeterminate tomatoes in there too, and it would be long enough that I could separate them all out and not have them near each other. Well, thank you guys. I held the camera. Thank you guys. It was a lot of money from beginning to end with all the soil and stuff, but I didn't know that I could get my own and make my own and this and that. So now I'm learning. I would like another big one. I really would. I didn't think I'd want it, but I would really like a second greenhouse. I might. It depends on our money situation. It does. It depends on our money situation. We don't have it now where, and we're going to try it. We're trying to start saving for the winter now already. Yeah, we could. We don't grow a whole lot of variety. But I have to learn. I'm still learning on what I can plant next to each other where it won't overshadow one thing or you know what I mean? I have to really learn on companion planting. I don't know much about that yet. And I'm slowly reading up on it here and watching videos on it. And Callie Kim is really good. She does a lot of companion planting. But I would like one of the big, long metal, high tunnel ones. And then he could do the wood frame like you did instead of the cattle panels. I would like the high tunnel with the metal frame, but a big one. We'll see. I have a feeling we're going to need it because I was so afraid all my plants were going to get pummeled last night with the rain, and they're okay. They're okay. But the year before, last year, we had so much rain it ruined all my cucumbers. I didn't get many cucumbers at all. So I'm learning as I go. So hopefully maybe next year we're going to think about putting apple trees in. I think I talked him into doing that for next year in the front. To have some different apple trees so that I can harvest them and dehydrate them and get them in jars because those apple muffins were the bomb. And Sierra eats 5 or 6 apples a day, I swear. But I do have PayPal. If anybody wants to donate to the channel, that's probably where the money would go, is a new greenhouse. I learned how to put a PayPal button up on there. I was watching other people's channels and I'm like, Hollis and Nancy, they had one where you could donate. So I went in and I looked to see how I could do that, and the change of life. Yeah, that solar minimum. And Pinball, I think it was, or Deep South was saying it's going to be for many, many years. And everything is doing so much better in the greenhouse, except for the strawberries. The strawberries were suffering, so I put them outside. And now they're just like doing really great. Oh my God. I saved that, Chef Kicker. I saved that. I saw that on my Facebook feed and I saved that because that looks so scrumptious. Apple fritter cake. I saved that the other day when I saw that. I don't even know. Did I print it out? I might have already printed it out. Oh, and maple bacon pancake bites. What? Okay, I don't think I printed that one out yet, but I did save it. It's under my Facebook saved. Our minds think alike, girl. Yeah, the change of life. Yeah, and I did notice that things are doing much better. I got them started earlier in the greenhouse, and my tomatoes are monsters. I got to do another video. That last one was from the 18th. And oh my God, my tomatoes in the greenhouse are insane. And the ones outside are so, I did put them in later outside, but they're so puny outside. And the ones in the greenhouse, I put the egg in the bottom, cracked it in the hole, sprinkled it with Dr. Earth, and put the plant on it. And oh my God, it's amazing. And I didn't do that for the outside ones in the raised beds. I wish I had remembered to put the egg in there Because last year I did one indeterminate plant in the raised bed with an egg in it, and it was the best looking one out of all of them. Yeah. So I keep forgetting about the egg. Wait till you see them. I cannot believe the growth. The greenhouse. And I know I could fit more things in there, especially in front of the cucumbers. And I have pepper plants growing. They're just getting their true leaves, so I may throw those in there because I did them when I freaked out when I lost a few plants. Yes, the other day I spent the whole day planting all the remaining tomato plants that I had when I freaked out because I lost a couple. I started a whole bunch more. I knew it was too late, but I did it anyway. So I put them in buckets outside. I used all my frosting buckets I got from the grocery store. Chris, I drilled the holes in them, and I put I did my plants in those. We went and got Chinese yesterday, and I saw these 5-gallon buckets outside on the dumpster with their sauces come in. So I asked the lady, and so she went and asked the manager. He came out with 3 5-gallon buckets. So I'm going to go there whenever we order food because their food is the best. I know. We just found this place, and I got 3 5-gallon buckets I'm going to drill holes in, and I've got 3 potato buckets or tomato buckets. Yeah. It was already had food in it, so I know it's safe. Oh, you sent that so Giggles could make it for Trust? Oh, it looks so good, Shift Kicker. Oh my God. I could make that in your little cabin kitchen. I'd be so happy. I want to paint Leah's sign for the greenhouse. What should I paint? If you do it, we'll hang it up. You guys come up with the slogan. You know how much that would mean to me and Chris? You come up with a slogan. You do that. You come up with a slogan. That'll be something you guys come up with. I know Chris would be so touched. I would be too. Yeah, Joe Morgan, fish heads too. Hollis puts fish heads in his too. I watched him do it in one of his videos. I did the egg last year. Roots and Refuge does that with her tomato plants. And she said an old man told her years ago who had a farm in a garden, and she swears by it. And when I did it last year on that one plant, oh my God, that plant did really well. Really, really well. And I'm telling you, I did it in the greenhouse, and wait till you see how big these freaking tomato plants are, and they're determinants. They're already huge, huge. Yeah, fish heads too. I use fish emulsion because we don't have fish heads, and Chris hasn't had a chance to go fishing, and yeah. But I use fish emulsion, and that's making a difference. And I also, when all the blooms started coming on my peas, my cucumbers, I took the Dr. Earth's Blossom High Phosphate that Danny from Homestead recommended for his peas, and there was like 2 flowers on the peas. So when they came, I made up a concoction of that high phosphate Dr. Bloom's, poured it on, and the next morning all the blooms were out. My whole pea bush is all blooms. I don't remember at my peas last year ever doing that. So I have a feeling they're going to be good. And this is in crappy soil that I just threw them in the beginning of the spring. I'm learning. Yes, I'm learning so that I can do better next year. Next year, I want to have, we're not going to do the potatoes in the raised beds outside. We're going to strictly do them in buckets. And so that'll open up 3 beds, a 4x8 and 2 4x4s. I'm going to use a 4x4 one for peas like Bumblebee Junction does. She has a trellis going up one side of the bed really high. And I'm going to do that. We're going to put up a trellis or a cattle panel. Maybe with the green netting that he used over for the potato cages, because those are small, and then the vines could just go right up. And I'm going to do that because I don't have an actual pea bed. I just have that little setup that I made, and it was in crappy soil. So I may do peas in that bed next year. And then I forgot what else I was going to do. And then maybe just a bed of peppers, 1 4x4 bed of just peppers. Because what I want to start doing is growing in bulk so that I can process the stuff at the end of the year, end of the harvest, and put it away. I wanted to get used to gardening first so that I could see if it was something that I was interested in. So I do a little bit of everything this year to see how it goes. And then if it takes off and I actually get stuff, then next year I'm going to do bulk of each thing so I can process it all. I can make my pepper soup in the jar and put it on my shelves because we really like that. We really like that pepper soup. And I have red, green, and yellow peppers growing. And we're going to be doing a curing table for the potatoes. So the onions, they're growing, but I don't see them really producing a bulb yet. I don't know if it's too soon. I don't know. In the greenhouse, it's very loose around the bulb sometimes, so they wobble. So I don't know if these were sets that I got from a nursery. So we'll see. We'll see. Hey, Lorraine. What is that noise? Oh, it's a bag I have hanging over there. The wind. It's only 66 it's registering, but in the greenhouse it was like 70, 80. 1 tomato, 1 potato. That was Rick's plant of love. You know, Firefly, on your channel, put up a video telling everybody to comment on what a good name for my greenhouse should be called. And then you can do a pick a name. And whatever you choose is what we'll put up there. I'd do that. And I know Chris would do that. You guys mean a lot to us. I know I'm not on Trusting Crazies a lot, but I'm just so busy, and I feel like I need to be doing stuff to get things prepared, we're already thinking fall and winter. I went and got more 1-pound canisters at Walmart the other day when we were there. I just strolled down there and there were 2 for $10 now. They were 2 for $7.50 last summer. So I got 4 packs of 2 because I had other things to get. I needed to get more Epsom salt for the garden. I ran out of Epsom salt. When I went the last time, I stocked up on the gardening lime. I got like 5 or 6 bags of that. And then I stocked up before that, couple weeks before that, I stocked up on a few bags of bone meal and blood meal. So I'm trying to, and earthworm casings. And so I'm trying to get everything I need to keep myself in supply for next year. And I have a list here of things. Now on my list is pectin. I got to get pectin. I've never bought pectin. So if I'm going to start learning how to do the jams and jellies, I need the pectin. So next time I go to the store, I'm going to look for that. I also want to get one of those pull metal carts I seen at Tractor Supply. It was $135 last year, and I passed on it because we got the pull along for the tractor. It's a square trailer, but it's so small, and I never take the tractor out because I'm not proficient in it yet. So I don't dare try to mess with the gears and stuff until I really get into using it. So I need a pull wagon, and I want a metal one, so that I can move things around easy, because I always end up getting swollen in here at the end of the day. Hey, Rob, isn't it your birthday? Happy birthday. An Excel spreadsheet on this journey on planting. I have a notebook. I write everything down every day, daily. I write in this notebook. Whatever I planted, I write it down in the date of maturity it's supposed to be. And I write down what fertilizer I used, what kind of soil I used, what I did when I added fish emulsion, when I added this. And it's a journal in the notebook. Because if my computer ever died, I wouldn't be able to access it. And so I'm old school. I like to handwrite everything. And then I have all these, I have these Dollar Tree calendars. So one's for tomatoes, one's for potatoes, one's for onions, and one's for cukes. And then I have one for all miscellaneous. And so when I'm out there, I take the notebook and I take this. And when I do something or I plant something, I write where I planted it in the greenhouse or the raised bed, what I did, what fertilizer. And then I jot down, okay, I got to add fish emulsion again on this day or whatever. So I do that for each of my plants so that I can learn. Plus I have my binder of everything I'm learning. Hey, Garden State Gardener. Oh, the costs. Yeah. I kind of remember that already. But we are making our own compost now with all the grass clippings and the dead branches. And Chris is starting to get more into that and turning things. And that's why he's cleaning up the back with the wood burning so that he can open it up and there's a tree there he wants to cut up and get out of the way. And we're going to open all that up for composting. And his hatchet throwing too. Oh my God, I love that cabin. How's my phone? Probably spam. Yep, spam risk. I'll just shut that off for a minute.
Call from spam risk. Call from spam risk.
Okay. Send to Firefly. Oh, that's cool. I'll have to figure out how to send it to her. I don't know. Firefly, do you have Facebook? I'd have to save it on my phone later and then send it to her that way through a text. Did you use those wire things on the jars? No, I haven't yet. I did put the one on my coin jar. Those are over there. That's another project I got to work on. So I'm going to do that because I want to hang them. We finally just put the floor down on the patio. I had a blue and white rug so my feet don't hurt on the concrete. I finally dug that out and did that yesterday. But yeah, no, I got those. So I'm going to put those on. Shift kicker. Yeah, I'm gonna hold on. I'm going to try to get it on here. So I'm going to open that. Save my image. See if it's saved. I'm not good with some of this sometimes. Oh, see, I went to the wrong place to see if it's where it is. Hold on. Where's my gallery? Where's my pictures? Oh, right there. I'm so bad with the phone, guys. Oh, it did save. Okay. So I'm going to Firefly. I'm going to text you right now. Firefly. And then I have to hit this little paper clippy thing. All right. Firefly, I sent you a picture and it's from Shift Kicker. I would love, oh, this isn't it, but I would love my icon picture. That would be something I would love on my greenhouse. I would love that. My little icon with Lazarick Homestead and the black and the red. I would love that. Oh, you have an Instagram? I have one too. I don't go on there, but I have one. Firefly Farm, New York. Okay, hold on. Let me go over there. See if I can find you. I don't even have it up. Like, I have to actually go to www.instagram to go because I don't have a. But I'm under Lazarick Homestead if you want to find me on there. Catskill New York Prepper's on there too. Okay, Firefly. Hold on. I have to get it exact because there's so many fireflies. Where is it? Firefly _ farm _ New York. Okay, hold on. _ farm _ New York. I have to say, I won a few contests. Oh, there you are. I've won a lot of contests on Instagram, but I was following other people. Oh my gosh. Firefly. Look at those freaking muffins. What kind of muffins were those on your Instagram? Firefly, I would love my logo and then on the left side, and then Lazarick Homestead in black on and that's what I would love on my greenhouse. I would. That just would be awesome. Garden State Gardener, hello. Easy peasy. Arc is on there. Arc is on there. Arc is on where? Did I miss something? My mind's going. I haven't even eaten anything yet. Oh, my bad. When I left and dropped the kids off, I got an egg sandwich. First time in months, I went and got an egg sandwich. First time in months. Oh, on Instagram? Okay. I just clicked out of it. I'd have to go back. You know what Chris got me hooked back on? We have a casino here in Connecticut called Foxwoods. So years ago, they have an online one where you can play with coins that you win. No money needed. And so you build up your coins, and it's slots, and you got the Grand Pico, the Rainmaker, all the same casino rooms they have. And you can just scroll through them and play the slots. And they have table games too. And years ago we started doing it, and you can, as you go and play, you accumulate reward points. And several times we accumulated enough to when we went to Foxwoods, it's linked to your Foxwoods card. So we would transfer our stuff over to the Foxwoods card, and we'd get $5 or $10 or $25 bonus play for slot machines, or money credit for the restaurants, and we'd go eat for free at the buffet or the Fuddruckers or any of the restaurants. And I even got free points and stayed in the hotel for free. So I haven't been playing for years, and he just got me back into it. So every hour you go in, you can collect a bonus of 400,000 coins this week because it's a double bonus to play with. So I've been hooked on that. Oh my God. It is costing a lot, Joe, to eat out. Okay, Shift Kicker. Thank you for that picture. I might just be moving in. You're going to have a squatter. Han Solo. I would really love my logo on there because I'm never going to change that logo. I love that logo. It took a lot for us to make that logo. I don't know how to do all that, and my daughter-in-law made it, and she got it just perfect with the words and everything. It took a while. It was like a week long of back and forth, back and forth. Hey, B. Mitch. I would love to go to Arby's, but there's none around here. This Chinese place we found a couple months ago, and so good. The crab rangoons actually taste like crab rangoons, not like the buffet we go to. I'm willing to just stop going to the buffet and go to this place now. Oh my God. We've been eating late these last 3 nights because it's been so hectic here. Their dad didn't leave till quite late, and just getting things done. And then coming in, I had to make eggs for Chris's lunch, and I had to cut up watermelon, and I had to cut up mango, and I had to do their laundry, and all while I'm outside doing stuff too. So it's been very hectic. Hopefully now that everything is planted, except for my peppers, I got to get those in the greenhouse. I noticed my peppers are doing better in the greenhouse than they're doing outside. But now that everything's pretty much planted, it should be because it's like everything's all at once. You got to get it all at once in the ground. I did stagger some cucumbers, like a succession. The ones that I started in the house, I put out there, and then I started a few from seed out there. So that way we'll have cucumbers later too, as well. We ate out a lot this weekend, much more than we were comfortable with, but there was just, by the time we remembered to eat, it was 9 o'clock at night. Literally, we were out there all day, not even thinking about food. I barely smoked. And tonight I took out some fresh burger patties from the farm where we got the compost from. The guy had a freezer from his cows that he butchers. Fresh, thick burger patties. Excited. The steaks that we got from him, we're going to have for Memorial Weekend because Chris will have that day off. He's going to have Monday the 30th off. And they're not making any of the guys work that weekend on a Saturday. It's completely off for everybody. So, yeah, we're going to cook up those steaks for Chris and me. And I'm going to make maybe like some salads, pasta salad, and maybe some garden stuff from the garden if there's stuff ready. I know my lettuce, I can pick some lettuce. But yeah, and we're just going to have a little cookout here and nothing major, nobody really coming. We don't know if the pool will be ready. It should be, but who knows what the weather's going to be, if it's going to be warm enough for the pool. It is expensive, Gardner, but it's been so hectic here. I've been run ragged. And by the time we remember to even eat, there's like, I don't know. I just don't want to get the kitchen all. Send me a pic of you and Chris. I'll have to find one. I have one that I really like. I'll send it to you. I'll write this down to send you a pic. All my notes here. Oh yeah, the place is called Asia Kitchen. Oh my God, the crab rangoons are so good. I could just sit and eat a whole bowl of those. I took my green stalks down so I could transport them outside. Because I had them up and put together. I was so excited. But they send each one with this, and there's a bunch of stickers, cute little stickers, and basil seeds. So I got 2 sets because each of my sons bought me one. So I got 2 sets. I'm so excited. Those are going to be for fall planting. I'm going to do lettuce in one, radishes in one for the fall. I may do peas in one and let them hang down, and then the other one I'll do radishes and lettuces. But I really want to grow heads, the iceberg lettuce, because Sierra and I really like iceberg lettuce. We're not too fond of romaine. We will eat it, but we don't really like it. But I would really like to grow some heads, and I haven't tried that yet. I did, but they didn't work. They didn't, because it was getting too warm. I started them, it was too warm for them. So this fall, I'm going to try some heads. I got some broccoli growing, which they're working. Hey, Cherokee. Ginger Ninja. Oh, yeah, salt potatoes. I should order some salt potatoes, actually. Think they'd get here in a week? I have to see. Hey, Cherokee. Holding the pitchfork. Oh my God. I would just like my symbol, my YouTube symbol. Yeah, they bolted. My lettuce is still doing okay. I have, because it's like 67 out right now. So, but I do have to research more. I don't know really when to pick. Like I have a romaine lettuce growing and it's getting pretty tall. So I'm thinking it's ready that I can pull some leaves off it. And then once you pull them off, I picked a thing of my lettuce and I took the whole batch and I cut it from the stem so it all stayed together, and I put it in the fridge and it all wilted overnight. It was bib lettuce, I think. Yeah, salt potatoes, B Mitch. Crazy. Firefly brought a bag of sent me a bag of salt potatoes. We had it when she came and Prepper Studying was here, and she brought it, and oh my God, they are addicting. Addicting. And I have a big pan, outdoor speckled pan. I could put them on the grill and cook them right out on the grill because we have a burner on the side of the grill. Whether it still works, I don't know. We've never used it. With some corn on the cob. And steak. Oh, yeah. I got to write that down. Let me see. Corn on the cob. Salt potatoes. In a sackcloth and put it in the drawer in the fridge. Oh, okay. That makes sense because you guys are funny. Hey, Hutch, how are you doing? I haven't seen you in a while. I haven't been on here either. I've been so busy. I look a mess, but it's because I've been outside and back sealing my flour and my pasta and just running in and out for the greenhouse and stuff like that. I got to go out and add neem oil to all my potatoes now. How are you doing, though? I know, B. Mitch. I got to see if that burner even works. We've never used it on this. It's right on the side of the main grill. There's a little burner there. I don't think we ever used it. I got to see if it works, I suppose, huh? I'm going to have to fire it up. I don't like starting the grill because I helped my friend one time light her pilot for her heat stove. And the flame shot out at me and got my eyebrows and my eyelashes on this side. They've never been right since, and that's been in my 20s. And then all the hair on my arms went up, and I've been I don't even let Chris light my cigarettes for me. Ever since then, I've been very leery about that. He usually does the grill. Oh, the beetles are eating your. Yeah, I know now, Joe, but this was back when I was in my 20s and I didn't give a shit. I didn't know what I was doing. I just knew that heated her apartment and I didn't want her kids to be cold. And then I'm on fire practically and she's rolling around laughing. That's what my best friend does. She's so busy laughing, she couldn't even go get our boyfriends outside. They were working on the cars and she couldn't even go get them to tell them I was practically on fire. Yeah. Oh, Firefly put the link for the salt potatoes. Oh my. Let's see. I wonder if I can order some and they'll be here for the 30th. Oh yeah, you can. Oh, okay. I'm adding to the cart. I'm adding to the cart. And I wanted to get just the salt for when my potatoes come out. Then I could just do my own with just their salt. Wow, they have cheese and oh my god, popcorn and honey. Mm. Ow. Pancake mix. Frank's beef jerky. I don't see where you can just buy the salt. I don't have any products in the car. How is my thing empty? I just added 2 bags. Let's see. Oh, because I forgot to hit add to cart. That would help now, wouldn't it? Huh. I know, Han Solo. That's why I will wait for Chris. I've been playing in the dirt too, Hutch. That's why I haven't been on here much. I bet your stuff's growing nice too, huh? You must have it pretty nice out there. Oh yeah. I was thinking this morning about bringing my Dutch oven out and putting it on the fire pit thing. But then I think about having to clean the damn thing, and then I'm like, oh, because I would do some ribs out there this week. Hey, CJ. I don't like hot sauce, Firefly. None of us will eat that. I can't make myself sick, though, because if I'm sick, no. I can't. I showed Chris and he didn't want, no, I can't handle that kind of stuff. I can't handle it. I'd be sick. And I know the kids too. They don't eat that. They don't eat anything. We don't eat hot stuff here. And I've learned over my lifetime now to not do that stuff to myself and put myself in there, in that situation, because I have to keep going whether I don't feel well or not. Nobody gives me a break here. Oh, I will. I got it right up here. I have 2 of them in my cart, but before I do, I'll call and see if I can get it delivered here by the 30th. That's 7 days. I'll call them. I kept it up. I wouldn't mind having some salt potatoes with our steaks and stuff for Memorial Day. I can't believe I've already been on here over an hour. Jeez, time goes by. All this bad eating lately, I can see it in my face. It's swelling. I gotta stop. Now that things are calmed down a bit and everything's actually planted. Oh, it's not hot. Well, I'll find it. I think it's on that shelf over there. And I'll see about making it. I've never had those burgers that I bought from that farmer. I've never had fresh burgers from a place like that. So this is going to be a new taste for me. I'm used to the regular store-bought burgers. So this is going to be new for me too. But I'm making those tonight. If they're thawed out, I got to go check. They should be. Time does fly by. But I'm glad I could connect with you guys. I haven't been on here. I haven't had a moment to. And at night, we've been so worn out, especially these last 2 hot days, that I come in and it's been so late. It's like 9:30 that it's time for bed. We started watching that Skinwalker Ranch thing, and I haven't even been able to get to that yet either. Yeah, B Mitch. That's why look at. I have my bottles of water. I have them all over the house. I start one, I put it down, I forget where I put it, so I open another one, and then here I am. I've got 3 or 4 bottles of water. Chris just brought 5 cases up, 6 cases, and there was 25 cases in the garage that when their dad was here yesterday, he asked him and both of the twins, and they made a conveyor line through the bulkhead, and they were bringing all the 25 cases down. One person would grab it and then the next person, and it went by so quick. So we got them out of the garage where it's been very warm, and got them downstairs finally. Because we're trying to keep stock of our water. We got a couple years worth of water. I'm trying to keep my mind on everywhere that it needs to be. The Coleman propane tanks, the water. I've been buying more seeds, even though I don't need any more. I've been buying all the amendments, the bone meal, like I said, the blood meal, bone meal, the Epsom salts, the fish fertilizer. I got 4 bags of peat moss. I had a coupon for some money off at Aubuchon's Hardware, so I used it to get money off a bag of peat moss, and we're just stocking it. Our next project is going to be going out into the shed, and he said there's a little hole in the floor he needs to fix. So we're going to pull everything out because he's got old bundles of shingles when he built the lean-to for the firewood. He wants to get those out and put them alongside the shed. And we have all these shelves built in there, but everything's just a big mess. So we're going to go through that, clean it all out, and we're going to store the peat moss. Because I had a bag of peat moss in there for 2 years, and it was not touched by any of the animals. It was still intact, perfect. So we're going to put the peat moss that I got. I have some bags of garden soil because I bought it knowing I didn't need garden soil. I needed potting mix. So we're going to take that garden soil and we're going to dump it in the compost and mix it into the compost pile back there. So it's out of the shed, and we'll never use it otherwise. Hey, Shadow Dancer. And he's got tire rims in there. The shingles. We have old chairs that are broken. We need to get out of there. And once we do that, we'll have room because that's where the ladder is for the pool. And I want to store potting mix. I want to get a butt ton of potting mix because I like to do container gardens too. I have a ton of containers. So I want to be able to do containers outside. And now that we're working on the compost pile, we can use that and some potting mix. I'm learning how to adjust the balance. More compost, less potting mix. You know what I mean? But I want to stock up on that stuff now. And then next year I can just go right to that shed and get what I need and not have to go and take a whole morning to go gather everything. I'm so tired of that. So I have like 10 bottles of fertilizer, fish emulsion. I want to keep getting it before it goes up. I'm glad you guys are here too, B Mitch. I want to get on with Trust and Crazy sometimes, but I know if I do, I won't get off, and I need to wait till my stuff is done. Because you know me, I like to gab, and if I'm on there on panel, I won't get off. I can't plant anything. We are on water restrictions. What? Yeah, you were mentioning that before. They sent us a letter too. No watering or running excess water between 9 and 5, but I don't think many people listen. We filled up the pool because July 1st, they're raising all the water bills again. So I was like, we need to get that water, whatever we need to add in the pool, get it in there. We are going to get some more water barrels. I saw a setup where there was 4 water barrels and they were up on a stand or blocks and they were all tied into each other. So we're going to do that when we have some extra money too. That's one of my goals. Or get one of those big white ones, the big square white ones. But it costs money and we're tapped out right now. So um these are, maybe come to fruition next year. Got a groundhog under one of the barns. Ooh. Yeah, I got the 2 green stalks, the original ones. There's 5 tiers. And because my sons bought them for me for Mother's Day. So I can't wait to plant in those. CJ, I just went and put the last of the chemicals in that needed to be put in. So now we just got to let the pump run and push it around and hopefully all will be well. Oh, and we have a dehumidifier that spews out a lot of water in that tank. So I've been trying to save that water and get it upstairs through the bulkhead because we dump it under the bulkhead where the sump pump is and it goes out the lines that Chris put under the ground out into the edge of the yard. But I'm trying to save it so that I can use that for watering. It's just a little heavy getting it up the stairs for me. So I try to leave it downstairs for Chris. We dump it in a 5-gallon pail, but he never remembers to go and do it. So it's a good idea, but it's remembering to go and dump it. And where would we dump it? Our water barrels are full because it rained last night. So all our 2 water barrels that we have are full. I was thinking I have a huge tote. Taking the tote, putting it in one spot, and taking the lid and cutting a hole in it and putting a screen in it. We have leftover screen from the greenhouse. Attaching it to the lid, putting that on, and that way I can lift that lid up and dip my water can in there and then put the lid on. And if it rains, it will rain through the screen into that bin. So I was thinking of doing that too because it's a huge bin. My cantaloupes are actually growing. I couldn't grow them last year, but I didn't know what I was doing either. And I overwatered a lot. Well, it wasn't me. It rained constantly. So my dream would be to have one of those big greenhouses where I could do the melons in there. I could do everything in there. So that if the weather outside wasn't good and things weren't working outside, I could still be growing in there. But I can't grow melons, and everything I like is vining. The tomatoes, the cucumbers, the peas, the melons, the watermelons. There isn't enough height, I don't think, to keep them. Melons are heavy, so they need to be. I can hold up the little sugar baby ones, but the other melons you can't. And I wouldn't want to rip down that rope trellis that we put up for the cucumbers that's holding the cucumbers. So I would love another greenhouse. Like I said, one of the big ones. Tall, so I wouldn't have to worry about the height if for indeterminate tomatoes. My parents have one, but they've had it forever since I was a young girl. And he built the end pieces himself because he's a builder. So he built the end pieces and he built a hole and put a propane heater in there with a propane. This year is the first year. It's always been wood stoves, and he'd have to go fill the wood stove every time. Now he's older, so he had a propane tank installed, and it attaches to the built-in heater in the but his is a huge one. It's the length of my house. And we're at the mercy of the weather. So we're only going to grow what the weather allows us to grow outside. So that's my, and I could bring the tower gardens into a greenhouse and use that in there too. That was my plan. In the fall, I was going to take the tower gardens and put them in the greenhouse to do the peas and the lettuces and as well as all the raised beds in there. I was going to just I'm going to do an experiment at the end of the summer. Just start throwing lettuces and celery and all the cool weather crops in the greenhouse to see just what I can grow before it gets freezing. You know what I mean? Yeah, it was odd weather. I'm getting hungry, guys. What time is it? 12:30. I think Chris put too much water in the pool. He does that every year. It's like right up to the skimming thing, and it's right below the hole. It should be halfway down. He does that every year. Shadow dancer, you got a plumber coming. Oh boy. We've had to deal with that. When we put the shower in, we had a plumber come in. When he was here, I had him give me estimates on the knobs for like the washer and dryer water, and all the knobs for all the water lines were 65 years old, and they were starting to get corroded. So I had him replace all those with the levers, And luckily, he's a local father and son where he took over when his father passed. So he doesn't charge an arm and a leg. He really didn't charge me much at all. And I was surprised when I got the bill, because you don't know until you get the bill with him. And I knew for the shower install, but like those, like and the knob outside for our water spigot was so close to the house, and we have cedar plank, like, so it's rough. And every time I would turn the knob, my knuckles would rub against the house, and I would rub my knuckles raw. So I had him pull it out further for me, and put a knob that came out further away. So that helped. And he didn't charge me like hardly nothing. I was surprised. Sorry, I got up at 2:00 this morning, and I woke the kids up and went back and laid down. Usually I stay up and I monitor what's going on. I went and laid down until all my alarms woke, and finally the 7:00 alarm came on, and I got out of bed. I'm like, let's go. And I dropped them off. And my intention was to come home and take a nap again, but I knew I can't be doing that. So I went and got an egg sandwich, which, like I said, first time in months that I went and got an egg sandwich, because I stopped with those since when my numbers went up with my cholesterol that day. I stopped eating egg sandwiches and eggs. But I was just like really hungry, and I knew I had a list of stuff to do. And so I came home I listened to everybody while I was backsealing, and now I got to go out and check on the greenhouse, and we're trying to organize the garage, get everything that we're going to be putting in the shed to one side when we clean the shed out. But I was supposed to go downstairs and put things away. I have a lot of stuff on the drop table that I have to put away in buckets and bins, and I haven't done that yet either. So when I bring the flour down to put in the bins, I'll probably stay down there. But I got to get the kids at 2:30. Outside faucet. Stucco house. Does the stucco houses keep your house cool in the summer? And Chris and my son put my air conditioner in my room. Now I only have one window. It's a tiny room. So we put it in because these last 2 days were really hot. Well, now the weather's back down in the it's 68. So I'm stuck with the air conditioner and no way to let air in, fresh air in. I knew I shouldn't have jumped the gun. Oh, that's good. Hot in the winter. That's good. That's what you want. And I was really rethinking the whole wood stove. I was against putting a wood stove in my fireplace because I like the ambiance. But with everything going on, I'm rethinking that. So we might start saving up for a wood stove as well. And just bite the bullet and put it in there. So that we can push the heat down that way. And it would be wood. We have it all anyways for the fireplace. Why not just use it for the wood stove? I was against it because I really didn't want anything in my fireplace. I wanted to just... But if I do get one, I'm going to save up for one that has a big enough top that I can actually cook stuff on. But that's thousands of dollars, I'm sure. So, I'm going to save up for it. And at the same time, save up for winter and save up for life in general. A fireplace, because the fireplace only heats up this immediate area. It doesn't heat up the whole house. It's so cold at that end of the house. When I have the fireplace on, it's freezing down there. So a wood stove with a blower motor would blow the heat down there, and we can conserve our oil to just for hot water. You know what I mean? I wouldn't have to have the heat up to 70 with the oil and go through it so quickly if I'm just using it for the hot water. Like right now, we have our heat off, and I filled up 2-3 weeks ago, and I'm still at a full tank pretty much because it's just the hot water that runs on the oil. So if you put the wood stove in there, I can, it'll heat the house. But when I had the guys come from the place, they were pushing pellet stoves on me, and I don't want a pellet stove. I don't want a pellet stove because if the electricity goes out, my pellet stove don't work anyway. Have a good day, Joe. I know I'm going to get off here. It's been an hour and a half, and I have things I still got to do, and I want to get something in my stomach to eat. So I got to get all that food that I just vac sealed downstairs. And I know once I go down there, I'm going to have to start putting things away. So I appreciate everybody being here. My mind is wandering, guys. I'm sorry. But I do appreciate everybody being here. I'm going to call this place first, Ontario Orchards. See if I could get those potatoes delivered for the 30th for sure. Probably not because it's so close. They can't guarantee delivery by. But I do appreciate everybody coming on here, and it was nice to touch base with everybody. I will see you all soon. I've been missing too, Shadow Dancer. I haven't been on here as much at all, and I just had the urge to come and find y'all. But have a great day, everybody. I miss y'all, and well, I'll be back soon. I don't have any more videos to put up. I got to make videos now. I don't have none. That video I put up was my last video. I don't have anything. We started an out and about yesterday. We got that part done. And then while we were out, we didn't roll any more footage. So there's nothing but, hey, out and about with Chris and Lee. We're on our way here. Da, da, da. And then that's it. There's nothing. I totally forgot to keep filming. All right. Talk to y'all later. Bye, everybody.